Samania sir, good afternoon.
Hello Himani, how are you?
I'm good sir, doing nice, good. Just helping out with the Zoom platform here sir.
So you are wearing a sweater, it means it's cold in Nasik
Pretty
also?
cold, it's pretty cold sir. It's like, it's colder than usual this year.
Yeah.
We almost a temperature of around 8 and 9. Nandini?
Nandini has to unmute herself. She is
Yeah,
muted.
I have. Yes. Nandini, you can unmute yourself now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm making you the host again.
Yes, ma'am.
Just make me a co-host and keep it at, there at the back end in case if you need anything. Okay?
Sure, ma'am. Sure. Thank you, ma'am.
You have to become the host now. Ma'am will make you the now you make ma'am host, co-host.
You are the host now, Nandini, and you can just make me a co-host.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm there around. If there's anything, just let me know.
Sure. Thank you, ma'am.
Just in case internet goes, make me on the co-host now. I can add you.
Shall we wait for another 5 minutes, sir?
Yes, up to you. But if it is live on YouTube, that number you will not know how many people are watching through YouTube. Can you?
Otherwise, what we'll do is start, sir. Anyway.
Yeah. No issue. Because it's up to yeah. No. You can.
Good afternoon, all. I, Dr. Nandini RC, Executive Officer of Malnutrition India, take immense pleasure to welcome you all for this virtual meeting of e-launch of Malnutrition India. I firstly welcome Dr. Chandrasekhar Samania, sir, the Honorable President of IAPEN, and also the Professor and Head of Department of Surgery, Chotra Hospital and Research Center, Indore. I welcome you, sir. Over to you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Nandini. On behalf of IAPN family, I welcome you all, and especially I welcome Professor Soma Shekhar and Dr. Purushvit, and obviously Dr. Surya Narayan, and all those delegates who have joined this meeting. Now we at IAPN have one motto, and that is continuous learning, and in the field of community nutrition as well as in the field of clinical nutrition. And I must tell you that IAPN is a very varied group. It consists of doctors, dietitians, nurses, paramedics, scientists, researchers, and anybody who is interested in the field of nutrition. And it's an occasion of immense pleasure for me to e-launch this malnutrition core group. And before this, we had many more core groups which have been already launched. I will just enumerate: ERAS core group, hypertension core group, GI core group, dysphagia core group, renal core group, diabetes and nutrition India core group, sport nutrition core group. And now we have this e-launch of Malnutrition Core Group. As I had to speak something briefly, so I was just going through the whatsoever the figures which I could get it, and what I find that malnutrition is a very big global issue. And when we say malnutrition, it includes undernutrition, which means wasting, standing, and being underweight. And now it also includes being overweight, that is obesity. Plus, it includes all the dietary related diseases like diabetes, cardiac, and neurovascular accidents which happen due to that. And I went through the WHO figure and I was shocked that in this world, especially in Asia, Africa, and some of the Latin American countries, there are 200 million children below the age of 5 which suffer from undernutrition. And in the opposite side of that, in the Western and well-developed countries, there are 40 million children below 5 which are overweight, suffering from obesity and other problems. Now then I saw the figures in India and it was a real shock to me that 1/3 of the malnourished children under the age of 5, they are living in India. That's something very shocking. And what has happened that despite our GDP has increased by 50% from 2013 to till now, it has not made much impact on the malnutrition in underage children. And the reason being is the economic inequality. If a person is poor, not only he suffers economically, but his diet is also poor in quantity and quality. And with that, they have stunted growth, they are prone to infectious diseases. And as I see that under the age of 5, malnutrition is the most important cause of mortality in children. So with that thing in my mind, it is very nice of you all, and especially Professor Surya Narayan sir, to launch this malnutrition core group. And I hope to see that whatsoever the government and other NGOs and other organizations they are doing in the field of malnutrition, this core group is going to take further leap forward and will tell others what to go do in different areas of malnutrition. With that, I welcome again you all, and I want to thank you that I could join this e-launch program. And now over to you, Nandini. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We thank you on behalf of the team Malnutrition India, sir, for gracing this occasion amidst your busy schedule, sir. We thank you. Next, I welcome Dr. Surya Narayan, sir, who is our Honorable Chairperson of Malnutrition India and the founding member of IAPEN and the National Executive Council member of IAPEN. He is currently working as Professor and Head of Department of Community Medicine, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Medical College. Now I request Dr. Surya Narayan, sir, to give a brief note on Malnutrition India. Over to you, sir.
Dr. Chamania sir, respected Chamania sir, our President IAPN, Dr. Prithvi sir, Consultant ICMR, former HOD of Community Medicine, MS Ramaya Medical College, and also was my mentor in Medical College, and Dr. Somashekar, my dearest friend and also a popular pediatrician in Bengaluru, and also Professor and HOD Pediatrics, MS Ramaya Medical College. It's my privilege to have eminent speakers like Chamania sir, Prithvi sir, and Somashekar for this launch of Malnutrition India. My role here is to brief you about what is IAPN and also what are the objectives of Malnutrition India. Then what is IAPN? The Indian Association for Parental and Enteral Nutrition is an organization in the field of parental and enteral nutrition. and promotes basic research, clinical research, advanced education, organization of consensus statements about clinical care and quality control. Why we need an organization like IAPEN? There are about 60 societies are present all over the world. So we also need an association for parental and enteral nutrition. That's the reason why we have started this. There are organizations like British Society of Parental and Enteral Nutrition, the European Society for Clinical Nutrition and Metabolism, American Society for Parental and Enteral Nutrition, Japanese Society for Parental and Enteral Nutrition. Like that, we started this organization called IAPEN. The common name of all these PEN societies is fight against malnutrition. And the aims and goals of all these associations are same, like management of malnutrition in hospitalized patients and malnutrition due to improper IV administration. After achieving these goals, what is our next concern? The next, of course, the next concern is the community, the public. Okay, so we have to reach the large number of the people in the community who have this problem of malnutrition. So we are trying to reach the general public. The core principle of this IAPEN is initiating the lifelong learning. I'm happy to inform you that this organization was formed in Bengaluru during a conference on malnutrition in 2012, jointly organized by MS Ramaiah Medical College and the Department of Biotechnology, MS Ramaiah Engineering College. And I'm happy to share that I was one of the founder members of this IAPEN. So these are all the names of founding members. Next slide. And IAPEN in the last 8 to 9 years, we have organized various conferences, seminars, workshops in the area of critical care, in the area of pediatrics, malnutrition, community health and nutrition, observing Women's Day. So we are able to organize in association with various chapters on different issues related to malnutrition. And also we are able to start learning centers all over the country. With the help of these learners, we are planning to train more number of people to achieve IAPEN goals and aspirations. IAPEN is a multidisciplinary society devoted to the study of metabolic problems associated with acute diseases and their nutritional implications and management. IAPEN involves dietitians, doctors, nurses, and pharmacists. That means it's a teamwork. We need the professionals from different sectors related to health. IAPEN core groups are formed by the regional heads and approved by the associated members of the Executive Council, IAPEN, at every general body meeting. Malnutrition India was formed at one such general body meeting in 2020. The objective of this Malnutrition India is, this is an initiative of IAPEN to promote a study of various factors associated with malnutrition like social, cultural, psychological, economical, political, genetic, and metabolic problems and their management in institutional and community settings. Malnutrition India involves in conducting training and awareness programs. Malnutrition India is offering various training programs and awareness programs in the area of malnutrition for healthcare professionals and general public. The core principle of Malnutrition India is lifelong learning in clinical nutrition research. The activities of our organization are Malnutrition India offers various training and awareness program for healthcare professionals. Hospitals or healthcare organizations can approach IAPN for joining Malnutrition India. Healthcare professionals can become part of Malnutrition India team for international recognition. Patients can approach Malnutrition India for accessing our expert nutrition support clinicians. Malnutrition India will concentrate on the three major aspects. These are right to food, right to nutrition education, and right to justice. The right to food protects the right of all human beings to be free from hunger, food insecurity, and malnutrition. Malnutrition India will fight for right to food to all Indian citizens with the help of non-governmental organization. Right to nutrition education. Malnutrition India strongly believes that nutrition education in India is must. The NGOs, the doctors, clinical nutritionists will be trained in several activities planned throughout India for fighting against malnutrition in public as well as healthcare settings. A right to justice. The right to justice is a fundamental right of any human being. If this is denied to any person, then there is something seriously wrong with the system of justice. The denial can be in the form of inaccessible system. Malnutrition India will make justice accessible to those who are in need. To conclude my presentation, I hereby quote of the Supreme Court observation: no one should die of starvation of malnutrition in the country. This is one of the quotes, observation by the Supreme Court in one of its judgment in the year 2011. So we seek support from all the health professionals and policymakers to make India free of malnutrition. Thank you, Nandini.
Thank you, sir. Now we'll have Dr. Sailila ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Nandini and Dr. Suruprakash.
Yes, ma'am. I just have a few words for you, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes. We welcome Dr. Sailila ma'am, who is a former retired professor of Department of Food and Nutrition at St. Joseph Medical College, at St. Joseph College of Women, Visakhapatnam. She is a National Council member of Malnutrition India and also the regional officer of IAPN at Vizag. She has an extensive experience in the field of malnutrition for her entire career of 35 years. We are pleased to have you, ma'am. We welcome you.
Thank you, Dr. Nandini and Dr. Suruprakash sir. It's my pleasure and privilege to be here today. Can you please share the screen, Nandini?
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon to all the delegates on this virtual the virtual webinar today. It's my pleasure to be have few words. I thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity. If you see this slide, it's a paper article of Public Health Foundation of India. So before we go into the details, I would just like to mention that on behalf of IAPEN and Malnutrition India, we are happy to announce the course Diploma in Nutrition. The course is initially proposed to be started in St. Joseph College for Women, which is the regional office of IAPEN in Visakhapatnam, and later to expand to several institutes all over India. This course will help in training several para-nutritionists to tackle the problem of malnutrition in our country. Just to remind ourselves, we are in the 73rd year of independence, and we have had ICDS for the past 45 years. along with several Millennium Development Goals, Sustainable Development Goals, etc. Yet we have not contained the problem of malnutrition. It is necessary to create a nutrition army to address the problem and eradicate malnutrition in India, at least within the next decade. So, having sensed the alarming situation which Dr. Chamania has presented, so this is a kind of an initiative which we thought we can promote to ease the situation and to make everyone possible to handle the problem of malnutrition in a country. So problem is both of poverty and plenty. We have both, and we are struggling with the dual burden of malnutrition. So the course is initially started in yet to be started in St. Joseph College for Women in Visakhapatnam in collaboration with IAPEN. So the details will be presented later on in the IAPEN website. It's just the beginning. And going to the next slide. So this is the kind of the trend that we are planning. So the first one, if you see, it is the diploma in nutrition, where the student can be 10+2 pass student can enroll. And later on, depending on their necessity, they can go directly for a placement or continue for higher education, where we can see in the second step, the person can go for a bachelor in nutrition or and then continue to a PG and PhD. That can be the order in which it can be done. Or even with the diploma in nutrition, they can go for bachelor of nutrition, PG diploma in nutrition, and placement directly. So these are the various avenues that are available. So even a person who is not in a nutrition background, they can do the diploma in nutrition along with the bachelor, any bachelor degree, and then go for PG diploma in nutrition, masters in nutrition, or PhD in nutrition, or placement in between. So any of these are the possibilities that are available, the avenues which can be given to the people who want to enter laterally into the nutrition field. So we need more people. If you see the slide that was published by the Public Health Foundation of India, so there is a need for more than 3 to 4 lakhs of dietitians in our country. This was given way back in 2012, but still we have not actually reached that, because the process of training of dietitians is really prolonged, and by the time they come into the field, they're already in the middle age, and that's causing a lot of problems to handle the malnutrition situation. So something like a young and technically, and those who are aware of the problems of malnutrition should be there on hand, like the para medical. So that's why I use the word para nutritionist, who can work at a very young age and bring about a change in the society. So this is what the larger plan that we have. And with this, I conclude, and thank you all for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I wish many of the interested participants will take up the distance learning courses in diploma courses of malnutrition. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Next, we have Dr. Prithvi sir, who is currently working as consultant in National Center for Disease Informatics and Research in ICMR, and he has been the former professor and head of Department of Community Medicine in MS Ramaiah Medical College, Bangalore. Sir, we welcome you on behalf of the team Malnutrition India, sir. Over to you, sir.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Are the slides visible?
Yes, sir.
Esteemed Professor Chamania, Professor Surinarayan, Professor Somshekhar, Madam Sai Leela, and also I acknowledge the presence of Professor Mangala Subramaniam and Dr. H.C. Vani, and all the team of Ambedkar and those who are in the meeting today. Dr. Surinarayan, thank you very much for this opportunity to be with all of you and to discuss a few things which all of us know. At the outset, thanks for this opportunity, and also I wish the very best for IAPEN India as well as IAPEN Malnutrition Core Group. There is a lot to do in malnutrition in our country. What I plan to do today is basically the topic given to me is overview of malnutrition in India. Over the next 20 minutes, I wish to just touch upon a few areas, a recap of a few definitions, data related to malnutrition globally from World Health Organization, few aspects of data from India of NFHS 5, and some important issues, lessons from hunger in 10 countries. Well, last, I have a major question to each and every one of you here. All the panelists, especially for Somshekhar, for Professor Shamania and Dr. Surya Narayan, I have a very major question at the end, whether IAPEN can address it. Well, when the word malnutrition is used, these things come as factors: poverty and hunger, food security, war, conflict, violence, socio-economic status, maternal malnutrition, social, cultural factors, infectious diseases, genetic, metabolic problems, environmental factors, psychological factors, health services, nutrition services. Why I put this slide is, by just giving nutrition supplementation, we will not be able to combat malnutrition. All these factors need to be addressed. That's why in India today, even after independence, we have undernourished children, we have people with anemia, we have severe malnutrition, we have profound malnutrition. All these because you can't address it only by nutrition supplementation. All of us know malnutrition refers to deficiencies or excessive nutrient intake, imbalance of essential nutrients, or impaired nutrient utilization. The double burden of malnutrition consists of both undernutrition and overweight and obesity, as Professor Chamania mentioned, as well as diet-related non-communicable diseases. Undernutrition manifests in 4 broad forms: wasting, stunting, underweight, and micronutrient deficiencies. Wasting is defined as low weight for height. It often indicates recent and severe weight loss. It persists for a long time. It usually occurs when the person has not had food of adequate quality and quantity, or they have had frequent or prolonged illnesses. Wasting in children is associated with a higher risk. Stunting is defined as low height for age. It is the result of chronic or recurrent undernutrition, usually associated with poverty, poor maternal health and nutrition, frequent illness, and or inappropriate feeding and care in early life. Stunting prevents children from reaching their physical and cognitive potential. Underweight, defined as low weight for age. A child who is underweight may be stunted, wasted, or both. Micronutrient deficiencies are a lack of vitamins and minerals that are essential for body functions, such as producing enzymes, hormones, and other substances needed for growth and development. If we look at the problem globally, malnutrition in all its forms includes undernutrition, wasting, stunting, underweight, inadequate vitamins or minerals, overweight, obesity, resulting in diet-related non-communicable diseases. I underline diet-related non-communicable diseases. 1.9 billion adults are overweight or obese, while 462 million are underweight. I underline 462 million are underweight. 47 million children under 5 years of age are wasted. 14.3 million are severely wasted, and 144 million are stunted, while 38.3 million are overweight or obese. WHO member states have agreed to reduce the global population's intake of salt by 30% by 2025. They have also agreed to halt the rise in diabetes and obesity in adults and adolescents, as well as in childhood overweight by 2025. One of the most important things, I think it is very close to Professor Somshekhar here. Around 45% of deaths among children under 5 years of age are linked to undernutrition. I remember the books of Jalif, books of Beaton Bengova, and the research done in Guatemala, which is the main reason which gave us the entire vicious circle of malnutrition, which continues to be there. The developmental, economic, social, and medical impacts of global burden of malnutrition are serious and lasting for individuals and their families, for communities and for countries. Now we are in COVID pandemic. The COVID pandemic has led to a dramatic loss of human life worldwide and presents an unprecedented challenge to public health, food systems, and the world. The economic, social disruption caused by the pandemic is devastating. Tens of millions of people are at the risk of falling into extreme poverty, while the number of undernourished people, currently estimated at nearly 690 million, could increase by up to 132 million by end of this year. Well, I wish to draw your attention to the NFHS data. Some of these, I would like to just focus on one state, that of India. Here, kindly see, in this, the red indicates increase more than 1%. Yellow is no decline or increase less than or equal to 1. And the green is decline in comparison with NFHS. I repeat, green indicates decline in comparison with NFHS. Yellow is no decline or increase less than or equal to 1. Red indicates increase more than 1%. I would like you to just look at it. Karnataka, restricting to Karnataka, total fertility rate, children per women, NFHS 4, 1.8, now 1.7. That means there is a decline. Neonatal mortality, Karnataka, 18.5 in NFHS 4, now it is 15.8, decline is there. Infant mortality rate also, you will find in Karnataka decline from 26.9, 25.4. Under 5 mortality rate, 29.5 from 31.5 of NFHS 4. Please look at the mortality indicators. Karnataka, child feeding practices. Karnataka, please have a look at it. Children under age 3 years breastfed within 1 hour of birth in Karnataka, 56.3 in NFHS 4. Here, instead of decline, here we see 49.1, point of concern. Next, children under age 6 months exclusively breastfed. Karnataka, it has increased, that is especially children under age 6 months. So 54.2 in NFHS 4, it is 61. there is an improvement. When it comes to children aged 6 to 8 months, receiving solid or semi-solid food and breast milk, Karnataka, there is very slight decline, very slight. In the sense, the improvement is not there. Breastfeeding, especially here, I wish to draw your attention to breastfeeding children 6 to 23 months receiving an adequate diet. Karnataka, draw your attention here. There is an improvement here, 5.8 to 11. Non-breastfeeding children 6 to 23 months receiving an adequate diet. Karnataka, you will see an improvement, 14.4 to 19.5. Similarly, total children aged 6 to 23 months receiving the adequate diet, Karnataka, there is an improvement. Now, nutritional outcomes, Karnataka, stunting, 36.2, there is an improvement. Wasting, there is an improvement, 26.1, now it is 19.5, NFHS 5 indicates. Severe wasting, weight for height, Karnataka 10.5, 8.4, there is an improvement. Underweight, 35.2 to 30, improvement 32.9. See, very important, I underline and bring your attention. Overweight increased. This is a point of concern. Anemia profile. See, children aged 6 to 59 months, 60.9. Now it is, according to NFHS 5, 65.5. Those with hemoglobin less than 11. Non-pregnant women less than 12, Karnataka, 44.8 has become 47.8. Pregnant women less than 11. Pregnant women less than women, Karnataka, minor change. All women aged 15 to 49 years, Karnataka, here 15 to 49 years. We are not towards improvement. Again, same thing with women 15 to 19 years, now improvement. Same thing with, if we look at mean age of 15 to 49 years who are anemic. Here again, improvement is not there. Improvement is not there. Mean age 15 to 19 years, again, improvement is not visible. I wish to draw your attention to 2-3 Karnataka state fact sheet of that. Now the data of 22 states, most recent has come in of NFHS. Here I wish to draw your attention, children under age 3 years breastfed within 1 hour of birth. 51.8, 47.5, 49.1 is total, urban, rural, total. Children under age 6 months exclusively breastfed, Karnataka, 56.7, 63 and 61. Children under 5 years who are overweight, 3.8, urban 2.9, rural 3.2 is the total. Children under 5 years who are stunted, 32.2, urban 37.2, rural 35.4, total. Children under 5 years who are severely wasted, 8.6, 8.3 and 8.4. This data is available for all the 22 states. Rest of the states also will be available in a couple of months. Would like to bring to your notice 2 specific indicators. Women whose body mass index is below normal, 12.9, 19.9, total 17.2. Women who are overweight or obese, 37.1, 25.6, 30.1. Men who have high risk waist to hip ratio, 41.2, 37.4, 38.9. Women who have high waist to hip ratio, 46.8, 43.9, 45.1. Anemia among children and adults, very important. Children age 60 to 59 months, 62.8, I underline 67.1, 65.5, 60.9 total. Pregnant women, 37.3, 50.6, 45.7, 45.4. Men age 15 to 19 years, 26.4, 26.5, 26.5, 24.5. There is an improvement seen in the number of underweight children in the country between 2000 and 2016. Rates of underweight have decreased from 66 to 58.1 for boys, 54.2 to 50.1 for girls. According to Global Malnutrition Report of 2020, India will miss targets for all 4 nutritional indicators for which there is data available. These indicators include stunting among under 5 children, anemia among women of reproductive age, childhood overweight, and exclusive breastfeeding. According to data available on stunting and wasting among children in the country, 37.9% of children under 5 years are stunted, 20.8% are wasted, compared to the Asia average of 22.7% and 9.4% respectively. Additionally, stunting prevalence is 10.1% higher in rural areas compared to urban areas. Moreover, rate of overweight and obesity continue to rise, affecting almost a fifth of adults at 21.6% and 17.8% for men. There is nearly double as many obese adult females than there are males, 5.1% compared to 2.7%. Anemia is also highly prevalent in the country, I underline. Despite the status, 14% of India's population is undernourished, according to the State of Food Security and Nutrition in the World 2020 report. The report states 189.2 million people are undernourished in India, and 34.7% of the children aged under 5 in India are stunted. A study published by Lancet says Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, and Bihar and Assam have the highest malnutrition levels. Of course, micronutrient-related malnutrition is another important area where especially iodine, vitamin A, and iron are the most important in global health, public health terms. Diet-related NCDs include cardiovascular diseases such as heart attacks and stroke, and often linked with high blood pressure, certain cancers, and diabetes. Unhealthy diets and poor nutrition are among the top risk factors for these diseases globally. Overweight and obesity is a major matter of concern. We should handle this along with undernutrition. A healthy diet helps to protect against malnutrition in all its forms, as well as NCDs, including such as diabetes, heart disease, stroke, and cancer. Healthy dietary practices start early in life. Breastfeeding fosters healthy growth and improves cognitive development, and may have longer-term health benefits such as reducing the risk of becoming overweight or obese and developing NCDs later in life. Comprehensive implementation plan on maternal and infant and young child nutrition, I wish to draw your attention to the global targets. By 2025, reduce and maintain childhood wasting to less than 5% is the target. When it comes to stunting, reduction by 40%, the number of children aged under 5 years who are stunted. Anemia by 2025 achieve a 50% reduction in the rate of anemia in women of reproductive age. By 2025, 30% reduction in low birth weight. Breastfeeding by 2025 increased to at least 50% of the rate of exclusive breastfeeding in the first 6 months. Friends, I passed out of Mysore Medical College in 1979 with MBBS. Professor Anke Gowda was our head of the Department of Pediatrics. I did my undergraduation there and my PG from KMC Hubli. Here what I am telling is, when the morning rounds in pediatrics used to start, there was a discipline, there was a system where a board has to be kept in front of the pediatric department of Mysore. In the chalkboard, it is written how many children are admitted, how many died, how many children with malnutrition. And this used to be reviewed by my professor before he used to start his rounds. Why I am telling you this is, now I have retired from my services. Now I work as a consultant. Even now, we are not able to manage. We have not been able to address malnutrition. This is because mainly bringing your attention to the second slide of mine, malnutrition affected by poverty, hunger, food security, war, conflict, violence, socioeconomic status, maternal malnutrition, social cultural factors, infectious diseases, genetic metabolic problems, environmental factors, psychological factors, health services, nutrition services. You can't do it only by supplementary nutrition mechanism. That supplementary nutrition, while giving, should look at various other issues in the family. It should look at, does the family have especially issues of food security? Are they problem families? Poverty, hunger, environmental issues, housing, sanitation, potable water, psychological and emotional issues, food preparation issues. If we just offer supplementary nutrition, it is very difficult to convert a child. It is one of the very good interventions. It should be coupled with studying the family and addressing the problem in the family. Often we see either poverty or problem families. And if food is given with love, the emotional issues are very, very important and the child will take it. A question to all of you friends and also to IAPEN. Can we look at both extremities of malnutrition? Is it possible to address factors other than diet and nutrition? Is it possible to work on NCDs through our frontline workers? ASHA, the government has already started, and we have an excellent system of recording weight. Can we draw lessons for NCDs from these also? These are a few questions. I don't want it to be answered, but answered in 5 minutes. But one thing which I want to bring to your notice is, when we did a rapid assessment of infant mortality in some of the places of Chikbalapur districts, especially Chikbalpur and Chintamani, what came to our mind was, we should address malnutrition issues by a multi-pronged approach. It cannot be addressed only by supplementary nutrition. Friends, here I wish to draw a small attention to you. Another question. In Nigeria, violence. In Afghanistan, war, conflict, climate, interventions around climate change, disaster risk reduction, gender inequality, underemployment. In Lesotho, drought, crop failure. In Sierra Leone, economic and personal loss of Ebola epidemic. All these have caused malnutrition. All these are the reason for hunger there. In Liberia, COVID pandemic was not such a problem compared to Ebola epidemic. Mozambique, increasing levels of food security, food insecurity, Haiti, political instability and natural disasters, Timor-Leste, chronic food insecurity in the country, Madagascar, alarming level of food insecurity, Timor-Leste, chronic food insecurity in the country, Chad, ongoing, the country which needs maximum support, Chad. These are the 10 important countries. The ongoing effects of climate change in the country have contributed to widespread food insecurity, which in turn is exerted by an influx of refugees from conflict-torn Nigeria, Sudan, and the Central African Republic. Why I have put this is, in India, we are in a better position. We don't have so much war, conflicts, violence compared to what the 10 important countries I have told you. We have the largest ICDS program, frontline program we have all over the country, in rural areas, urban areas, in tribal areas. We have midday meal programs. We have many NGOs working in the area. Still, even after so many years, why do we find severe malnutrition? Why do we find moderate malnutrition? Why do we find even mild malnutrition? Science has advanced so much. We have so many doctors. We have so many schools. Malnutrition cannot be addressed only by supplementary nutrition. If some 10 milligram of love is added, if 10 milligram of, say, health services access is added, 10 milligram of nutrition rehabilitation services are added. Today in Karnataka, in all the district hospitals, we have good nutrition rehabilitation centers. It has been started in some of the taluks also. A multi-pronged approach is necessary. My request to Professor Chamania, Dr. Surinarayan, Dr. Somashekar, Dr. Mangala, everyone here, to think why we are failing in addressing the problem of malnutrition. Why should some High Court, a Supreme Court judge should be appointed, or a High Court judge should be appointed to address this? Madam Sai Leela was telling about an army of nutritionists. Madam, I vote for you. Please create that army. Every individual needs to be a part of that army. Then only we can solve the problem of malnutrition. Thank you very much, friends, for this opportunity. I will be glad if the problem of malnutrition can be significantly reduced during my lifetime. Thank you very much for this.
Thank you for sharing your vast experience and blessing this occasion with your encouraging words, sir. Next, we have Dr. Somashekar, sir, who is the professor and head of Department of Pediatrics, MS Ramaiah Medical College, Bangalore. Sir, over to you, sir.
At the outset, I thank the chairman, Chamania sir, and my beloved professor, lovable Dr. Prithvi sir. Sir, it was wonderful, sir. I don't think I should speak next because you have given all the data from bottom of up, and you got a vision for next, how to overcome this malnutrition. And my beloved friend, close friend, Dr. Suri, for giving me opportunity, all the seniors and pioneers sitting here. And I'm little, this thing, we talk on the forum of pediatric societies and other things, but here all the stalwarts are worked in malnutrition. You have got community-based work, little afraid, but still I'll try to do my best. And sir, mind-blowing talk, sir, and it is not that only a talk or information, it was what we should do. We'll try, sir, definitely we'll try, sir. Thank you all, and I'll start with my presentation. but first slide note. This screen is visible. Sorry, screen kanta idea.
Screen is clear. You can put it on the slideshow mode.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, visible, Samana. Visible.
Yes. Slideshow. ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ. Yeah. Outset, I bring warm greetings from Ramaya Medical College. And despite recent advances in understanding pathophysiology, natural history, various treatment modalities and treatment, and we are at the level of talking about nanotechnology and NIV, so many, and robotics, everything. But very sad part is that we are not addressed the malnutrition, which could have prevented all these issues. I think this is the time, whatever the specialty we do, whatever the primary care we do, from primary to advanced care, we should focus on the nutrition. Maybe we are focusing on any limited subjects and becoming specialization, leaving the comprehensive care. This is the high time we should think of it and come back to the primary care of our children or nutrition per se. Something is happened. You don't know. It's ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Yeah. So adolescent is the period of rapid growth. I'm just focusing on adolescent health, where is very important, and we know it is a last chance to grow, and of course it is associated with high level of stress, physically as well as psychological. Mainly the frontal cortex will be growing. We are facing with, especially with adolescent, either undernutrition and overnutrition, as I mentioned. Contributory factors are lifestyle disorder as well as physical activity and related nutrition related issues. Adolescent is the critical period for intervention to improve the current, future, and intergenerational and nutritional health, and that will reduce the morbidity and mortality. They are vulnerable, of course. They gain 20% of their adult height and 50% of their adult weight in the adolescent age. The spot occurs 9 to 10 centimeters of height and 8 to 10 kgs of weight. Almost it gains around 45% of skeletal mass, and girls deposit around 9 to 20% of 23% of total body weight. That's the effect of hormones. And boys double the lean body mass. That is the effect because of the effect of testosterone as well as because of the fat deposition. Increasing growth hormone, insulin-like growth factors results in physiological insulin resistance and leads to increased adiposity. These are the hormonal effects of the adolescent, which leads to overnutrition and as a insulin resistance. Prior to puberty, the nutritional needs for boys and girls are same, but it changes once they are they're into adolescent age. As body composition and biological function, mainly menstruation loss, activities makes a big difference in demanding of nutritional needs. But yesterday's statistics, what it says, it came in one of the leading newspaper. A lot of things have been done, spending a lot of money. Still, our malnutrition and the anemia is going on. Focusing there, it was the journal publication yesterday on Kalburgi, Bidar, Raichur, Kopla, Yadgiri, Ballari, and overall state statistics around 32.9% was the low weight children's, underweight children's, and as well as their stature was also low. So as whatever the investment, but unless it is committed workers are there, it is not of any successful matter. The reasons are many, especially when it comes to adolescent, either undernutrition or overnutrition, is the behavior. Because of we are in the war growing cities, urbanization, globalization, industrialization, all are our own pressures on putting them into too much of extracurricular or curricular activities, which required also associated food fads, likes and dislikes, lack of awareness, and body image issues leading to muscular or slim. They make their own food choices, eating fast food, junk food, effect of media, peer pressure, doing experiments. All these things, especially because of immaturity of the prefrontal cortex of the brain, the choices are done very fast and taken wrong decision. Along with a few of the eating disorder like anorexia and bulimia, which constitute 1.25% of the problem. Apart from these issues, in the socio-cultural issues like females, including adults, can eat food lost in the family and least due to poverty, ignorance, or whatever the practices, early marriage, early pregnancy, family atmosphere, family meals, maltreatment, increasing media usage leading to sedentary lifestyle and obesity, poor or higher despite in economical growth, biological changes, and policies not reaching the children or the targeted population. These are all the risk and causal factor, predisposing factor affecting the malnutrition. When it comes to malnutrition, what we focus is the height, weight, BMI, sexual maturity rate, waist circumference at umbilicus, that indicates the insulin sensitivity and increasing visceral adiposity. Waist circumference to hip ratio, ratio of increasing significance, high risk, health risk. Apart from the nutritional assessment of these vital statistics, we should know about that dietary recall, screen time, physical activity, validated physical activity tool, and never forget to use heads. Any adolescent comes, please, head scale is very important from home to their sexual activity. Please assess them. We'll come to know what is the risk factor they are undergoing. Coming to the nutritional needs of adolescent from 15 to 19 years, as sir mentioned, this is old data, but what sir has given very good data, I think we should use that. In females, undernutrition is around 46.8%, overnutrition is 2.4%. In male, it is 58.1%, and overnutrition in male is around 1.7%. What it implicates, finally, this undernutrition? It delays puberty, it affects the growth, impairs the cognition, decreases the work capacity, school performance, impairs the immunity, becomes prone for infection, negative body image, and chronic undernutrition leading to stunting. So both physical and psychological effects are very well seen with undernutrition. What is stunting? Approximately it's around prevalence is around 12 to 67.3%. Height less than third percentile, less than 2 standard deviation on height chart for that age. Indicates chronic energy and nutritional deficiency, reduces the physical ability, may lead to future very important obstructed labor, and studies are showed 39% Indian children are stunted. Very bad statistic to mention ourselves. And 24% married girls are less than 145 centimeter. Height also depends on not only this nutrition, genetics and adequate nutrition make a big role, but overall the very big statistics indicates our nutritional status. After doing stunting, let us know what is the underweight going on. Is around 53%. BMI of less than 5% percentile for particular age is indicator of thinness. Boys are affected than girls. The prevalence of undernutrition decreases with age in adolescent, that's there. But if you see the overall rate, 77.6% 11 years boys are undernourished and 44% at 7 years. Even though it decreases as age advances, but it's still a big number. In girls, 62.7% at 10 years were undernourished and 16.4% at 7 years. After undergoing stunting, undernutrition, let us also know about overnutrition. That is one more epidemic going on. Main causes urbanization, junk food, sedentary lifestyle. Overweight of 85 to 95 percentile on BMI with sex and age related charts is overweight, and obesity if it is more than 95 percentile. Prevalence of obesity is 9.8% to 11.7% in 14 to 17 years girls. What are the risk factors or contributory factors? More than 3 years of screen time per day doubles the chance of being obese. The risk increases almost fourfold in higher economic strata. And adolescent indulging in outdoor games more than 6 hours per week or doing household activities more than 3 hours per day have lower prevalence of overnutrition. So activity is definitely associated with lower prevalence of overnutrition. Also, with overweight, been seen very high risk of iron deficiency because of poor availability and absorption related to inflammatory mediators, adiposity related inflammation, as well as early onset of menstrual cycles in overweight girls. Along with that, obese girls also are more prone for important complications during pregnancy. What are the obesity related comorbidities? It is multisystemic respiratory system like obstructive sleep apnea, respiratory disease, more prone, poor lung function, dyslipidemia, cardiovascular events, juvenile diabetics or type 2 diabetics, PCODs. And apart from these physical factors, they are prone for fractures and once again psychological trauma like bullying and teasing. What are the issues we face in adolescent girls when it interferes? Very important that we should focus on this special influence mainly on girls because they are the future motherhood and they'll undergo a lot of biological changes. Iron deficiency and malnutrition may lead to very important low birth weight babies, preterm delivery, which will have high risk of metabolic syndrome, all the vicious cycle sucks, mother, child, malnutrition, and infant mortality, neonatal mortality, infant mortality, under-5 mortality, all the risk factors, chronic morbid conditions, neurodevelopmental delay. Everything starts with failure in adolescents, girls' nutrition. If it doesn't interfere in that level, all the cascade system starts. Adequate folate reduces the incidence of neural tubal defects. Adequate bone health will prevent obstructed labor, cephalopelvic disproportion. For better outcome in the pregnancy, better weight, good nutrition are very important as a store, as well as adequately nourished mother will transfer good nutrition to the baby through placenta and breast milk without depleting her own stores. Good nutrition, apart from producing better offspring, will contribute to healthy workforce of the nation, which you all know. What is the global scenario? 16 million girls aged 15 to 19 years and 1 million under the age of 15 years get pregnant. 10% births are following adolescent pregnancy, out of 90% are from low economic status. Low BMA, micronutrient deficiency in pre-pregnancy area increases the maternal and infant mortality, which I mentioned. Along with in pregnancy, we see more demand of iron and calcium deficiencies, once again leading to weight loss and stunting. Many factors contribute along with that pregnancy and its outcome. So once again with obstructive labor and maternal complication like hypertension, premature babies and low birth weight babies. The other factors are mainly our socio-economic status play a role. When it comes to intergenerational cycle of growth failure, early pregnancy leads to low birth weight baby or low weight, stunted in the long term lead to stunted teens. Low birth weight will lead to growth failure in children. Low birth weight lead to small adult women. Once again, it's a vicious cycle, leads to small baby, growth failure, low weight in teens, and once again early pregnancy, once again low birth weight. These are all the intergenerational cycle of growth failure. What its effect on adolescent overall? Already I mentioned underaged mother, low pregnancy in weight gain, a UGR baby, a low birth weight baby, a premature baby, baby prone for infections, growth failure, reduced cognition and physical ability, neuroendocrine issues, metabolic syndrome already mentioned, which is they're prone for it, cardiovascular events, anxiety disorder, or exaggerated stress response. So we should very much focus on both maternal care and fetal care to avoid all these complications, maternal complications like preeclampsia, testicular deafness, prolonged gestation, maternal infection, anesthesia related complication with baby with LBW, prematurity, maternal mortality, metabolic syndrome, cardiovascular, cognitive function, all I mentioned repeatedly. It is finally lead to, when it comes to adolescent, they'll have stunted growth, growth failure, cognitive effects, future pregnancy will be affected, future what are the cycles will be affected. So what we should do? Provide the good energy. For that, we should know how much is the requirement. Raw material for growth and repair and reproduction of cells. Daily requirement is around girls 2200 calories per day, boys 2500, protein of 50 to 60 grams, fats of 30%, carbohydrates 50 to 55%, protein 10 to 50%, fiber 30 to 40 grams percent, along with calcium, iron, zinc at higher demand during adolescent. If any new statistics are there, please, the authorities, please update. The pyramid should be like, you should focus on immunity, growth, skin, activity, performance, attention span, cognition, behavior. For that, we should have a good eating habits also, hygienic practices. We should tell them fast eating habits are there with the adolescent to eat slowly, not to skip meals, not to overeat, small frequent meals, avoid TV viewing, reading while eating. At least 3 major and 2 to 3 minor meals are very important. And at least to overall family bonding, 1 meal, at least with family dinner. We focus on macronutrients like that, we should also focus on micronutrients, mainly minerals, enzymes. There are very important components of enzyme and hormones. Apart from that, what we repeatedly speak on protein, carbohydrate, fats, we should also focus on micronutrients, which are important for enzymes and hormones maintenance. These were already mentioned by sir. Good statistics were there. These are the daily allowances of vitamins and minerals. I'll not go to the details. That, as we mentioned, what is that in the growth they require apart from the adequate food, hygienic food, naturally available food, to avoiding the food taboos, and to abstain from the junk foods. They should focus on the natural food where they'll have plenty of vitamin D, calcium, iron, vitamin C, B vitamins, and A. All the whatever the talks we give, wherever the any classes or the public forum, we should depict in such a way that simple notification to tell what is that they require for D, calcium, because rather than talking about good big omega-3 fatty acids on the book, let us focus on simple education so that everything is covered for a healthy body and prevent certain diseases. Vitamin D, we know absorption of calcium very important for teeth and brain. Strong calcium to prevent osteoporosis, rickets, iron for lysis of blood cells, and the color with C for infection, and B vitamins for oral integrity, maintenance, growth, A for beta carotenes, good eyesight, growth, and skincare. So this is about vitamin A, daily requirement of 1500 in adolescent. Already mentioned about the but what we see in adolescent, it is more of subclinical deficiency rather than the frank deficiency, but very much important. D3, excessive consumption of sweetened beverages, caffeine, alcohol, which we see in adolescent age, results in calcium deficiency due to reducing intake of dairy products and impaired calcium absorption, leading to osteoporosis in long term, as well as affect the musculoskeletal system. Vitamin D requirement is around 800 units, daily calcium around 500 to 1000 milligram. What are the risk factors? We are seeing nowadays for everything and everything, including COVID, we talked about vitamin D and related issues. Right from dressing, obesity, and our skin texture, and our sunlight exposure time, that all lead to this thing. Notice thinking of fortification has come and supplementation. IAPEN has given guidelines on vitamin D and calcium supplementation. In adolescents, almost 600 to international units has been recommended for prevention. For treatment, 3,000 to 6,000 international units per day. Apart from other risk groups have been mentioned. Anemia less than 11 gram, please focus on them because the prevalence is around 40 to 90%. And optimal level for hemoglobin is in males 15%, female it is 13 to 14%. And this is the prevalence mild to severe anemia. Around boys it is severe anemia is 1.4% and girls it is 1.7%. It is due to deficiency and adolescent ages, menorrhagia and chronic infection, and increased demand restrictive dieting. So why is required? It is because of the blood volume, muscle mass, and myoglobin. Definitely it requires, and in girls it is due to for menstrual loss, almost 20 to 30 milligram per day. And as I mentioned, apart from iron and vitamin D3, it should focus on other deficiencies, vitamin, especially vitamin B12 and others. It's mainly vegans dietary deficiency, celiac disease, gastritis, H. pylori infection, lost by excessive washing, cooking, milling, requirement for 0.5 to 1.5 microgram per day. Mentioned the risk sources, leads to in adolescent age group, megaloblastic anemia, and very good articles are there about their impaired concentration, depression, and irritability. So that's we should focus on B12 also. Megaloblastic, there when we know they're for pre-pregnancy or early pregnancy related, better to supplement to avoid the neural tubule defect, and daily requirement to 5 to 150 microgram. This is related to their, once they are into adolescent, we should start focusing on their folate deficiencies. Overall, the anemia effects is on pale face, palpitation, dizziness, both physical and mental stamina is decreased, impaired academic performance, increased morbidity from infection, and future motherhood, future baby, all are with a cascade being affected. The programs are there, many programs, national programs are there for supplementation, deworming, good hygiene, and educating and supplement with zinc and advising about tea, coffee, which interfere with absorption. These are all the sources. Iodine is also one prominently seen deficiency in adolescent, requirement to 50 to 150 microgram. And we all know that is the age they'll get into endemic goiter or the goiter being prominently seen. And in future, they'll become, they're the source of stillbirths and neonatal death. That's how we should have proper iodine supplements in our adolescent age group. Micronutrient deficiencies also should be given equal importance, which was not focused early. Now it is given a lot of importance. I think Madam is going to start the courses. I think we should all get involved into that course. And first of all, we should be thorough in the nutritional subjects. Important to prevent our immunity. Zinc is very important for reproductive functions and daily requirement to 5 to 15. What is a good role is it is given a very good role as a therapeutic measure in recurrent infection, recurrent pneumonia, and as well as recurrent gastrointestinal disturbances. Even vitamin D for that matter, even that has given a good role in recurrent pneumonia as well as refractory asthma too. We have done a study on that. So let me not go to this vegetarian, non-vegetarian pieces. We should always important, they're on adolescent, they're going for junk foods, they're getting high index foods. We should educate them. That's how they become obesity, leading to cardiovascular diseases, type 2 diabetes, other heart diseases. We should focus on this high index food, glycemic index food, and educate them. Also important is about processing and cooking makes a difference in deficiencies and preservation of the food. I think authorities will explain later. This is the food pyramid. To use sparingly, moderately, eat liberally, important. Food pyramid should be like always cereal should be eaten adequately, vegetable and fruits, eat liberally. Milk and milk products and non-vegetarian moderately, sweet and oily, and fatty foods sparingly. Base of food pyramid is water. Food pyramid will help in the choice of balanced diet. This is the healthy nutrition redefined from 1972 to 10. Healthy plan is very much important of fruit and vegetable, of whole grain, and this is the new concept, 1/4 lean protein. But we are all telling this over a period of time and decades, same talk, same, maybe few things have changed. But as Prithvish has said, I think IAPEN chapter is doing a lot of good work. I think we should focus on something like prevention. Each and every step a child comes to the pediatrician or a primary physician, or child will go to the everybody. I think that is apart from head screening, we should focus on the nutrition and what their requirement macroscopically or to do any relevant test and to focus on their deficiencies, very important. Maybe we change the strategies, but as sir said, we are not address the issues. So we should focus on more of preventive and work at the community level. So that's the Indian food. We always claim that we do a lot of our Indian food as good, nice. But when we see the statistics, it's scary. This is the one interesting. Yesterday I saw that in Koppal district, what the district health officer has done, he has given for 100 children this drumstick powder. And as we all know, drumstick has got more iron, 92% of micronutrients, and immune factors. Calcium is more than 4% higher than the milk, and 7% higher of vitamin C than orange. They did very good these things studies on 1,850 Anganwadi and 1,50,000 lakh children for enrolled. Initially, they did only 100 children. They are expanding to other children. According to their data for 1.5 lakh children, 34,000 children are suffering from this malnutrition. Now, initially, they did for 100 children with this drumstick powder with a good results over a period of time. I think this is why I thought sharing with you. I think we should focus on this junk food. Every outlet, what adolescent-friendly health services or adolescent health academy has done, they give a certificate to the school, like how we have got a certification for this zone, this school zone should not sell the any tobacco product. They have a certification to say that this school or premises are surrounding, they should not sell any junk food, and that certification is there. But I think government should emphasize more on that rather than the academy. Academy will not have any rules or power, but they should be there, because but what we seen in this within the school, they sell all these things, and at the break they encourage to take all these things, and finally what's happening we don't know. See, at one level we are all talking about junk food in the school premises, it has been encouraged. I think from IAPEN this thing we should give a, I request someone sir, I think you'll take care of, maybe has done already, to give a strict rule or whatever the consent statement or a guidelines for how the school premises inside or nearby should be. And I'll not go to the bad factor, soft drinks. I think we all focus on these things. These are all the one major this thing. It is not only the poverty, this kind of these things, tsunami, this kind of drinks and the, all the products are affecting the young ones. We should tell them, because that their target is on media or the advertisement target in this adolescent, showing an actor or actress taking these soft drinks or whatever the meal comes in the tin, and they grow fast, they become a macho man or a Miss World or whatever it is. That's how they get influenced. We should tell them about the traditional weight gain and the processed food. Overall, why it is important. Early morning, this adolescent children, they skip the food and they go to the college directly. Night they would have had that food at 8 o'clock. So brain is deprived of this nutrition for 12 hours, leading to headache, lack of concentration, and other hormonal issues, and also weight. We should focus on that, and little on whenever we talk about little on brain-friendly nutrients. So many things are there: fish oil, nuts, dry nuts. More than that, simple nutritional methods are more than effort. These are all one best to know, improve the cognitive function. Because why we should know? Because so many marketed products have come which they say it increases the brain, he'll become the Einstein, he'll become the one of the best cricketer, all those things. I think we should tell about this natural food, how it is about, and important is about antioxidant. Now the market is gaining so much of popularity on this anti-infective properties and other things. I think which our own food can be extremely important. So this is about nutritional demands. Let me not. Body image is the biggest issues in adolescent because of the extreme overweight, underweight, overweight, obesity, and this should be like not managed only with the prescription of good food or anything. Say like a counselor or a nutritionist, and the physician should get involved slowly. It is not a one day. It should be planned over a period of year, so that they'll get a good body image and they'll grow properly. Both under and over are both physically or mentally affected. So we should tell about it. We should plan in such a way that everybody gets involved and they'll get back their body image. And these are all the already I mentioned about what are the effect of these problems with adolescent, their eating habits, their mood swings, their body image concerns, peer pressure, prefer to outside food. All these things are the mainly thing on media advertisement leading to this thing. And physical activity, to overall to mention their physical activity, screening hours, and sitting, fun enjoyment, not going to the field, and no social interactions. These are all lead to this thing. How to improve that? put him to, I would say, outdoor activity, yoga, lifestyle modification. And family should reduce that time spent in front of TV or computer. That improves the physical activity. But what we see in whole family will be sitting and watching the 24/7. These are all the physical activity pyramid is there for adolescents. And video, we should have a family screening time. We should avoid all the gadgets at the bedroom. And we should also avoid this aggression is because of this only, rather than we should put him into outdoor activity. And what ICMR recommends 60 minutes of activity, restrict the TV viewing not more than 30 minutes per day. That is what on weekdays, that too on weekdays they mention, very important, and that should be screened also what they are viewing, because cyber crime and cyber bullying is increasing. And good walking to school, avoiding over gadget or over facilities, and helping important WHO tell about life skills to help them in household activities, very important. Let me not go to this thing. Do's and don'ts, just we keep on, already I mentioned about this thing. Always when the patient comes, important, take their cultural practices, tell them what they're eating, focus on their practices and take their confidence and do. And these are all the model about adolescent nutrition, the policies, community, how it can interpersonal, and individually we should address their physical factors and psychological factors. When it comes to interpersonal, is the family meals and the role of parenting being more role model. Peer pressure should be addressed and health professional person should be taken. Like that in policymaker, already I mentioned about adolescent friendly health services from the academy, national nutrition program legislation should be proper. So physiological and already mentioned about these factors on the model. Let me, the key messages once again, never skip meal, especially for the adolescent, not to skip the breakfast, 3 major to 3 minus meals, avoid junk food, regular activity is important, eat iron rich foods, deworming periodically, eating healthy combine, nutritional literacy, very, very important. Special attention should be given to the nutrition of adolescent girl. And as I mentioned, and Surya, I think is very active in the IAPEN group. I think national program should be emphasized not only for the community practitioners, all the everybody should be made in one. I think they are doing, I think, but strict or every conferences, whatever we talk about other subject, one topic should be there on the nutrition in other, because that makes a big thing to preventing all the other comorbid condition. And national program is already there, RKSK, iron, Rashtriya Yuva Shikshana, Sabala, and deworming iron is also there. That's about, I just covered about adolescent, their need, their body growth, overweight, underweight, and obesity, and their issues, personal issues, familial issues, interpersonal issues, how it is affecting their physical factor, mental factor, and their other predisposing causal risk factors affecting, and few on the deficiencies leading to what is the cycle of undernourished mother, undernourished baby, metabolic issues, infection, cognitive growth failure, how to overcome this, and about the social implications, and overall on adolescent care. That's about adolescent related malnutrition, and any issue we can discuss further. Thank you all.
Sir, thank you for giving your valuable time to us and gracing this occasion, sir.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Now we conclude this event, sir. The team of Malnutrition India is immensely thankful to all the eminent speakers, Dr. Prithvi sir, Dr. Somshekhar sir, and Dr. Chamania sir, Dr. Sai Leela madam for gracing this occasion and making it a successful event. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Prithvi sir. Thank you, Somshekhar.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Nice to meet you, Dr.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks for the blessing, sir.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Your
Thank you, sir.
slides are very good.
Thank you.
Very nice pictures also.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Good day.
Thank you.
Sir, no, don't leave the meeting.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, please. Vadana? Sure. Oh, nice. ಖಂಡಿತ ಹೋಗಿ ಧ್ಯಾನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಾ. ನಮಗೂ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊ ಬಾ. ಐದು ದಿವಸ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. ಶೂರ್. ಏನಾದ್ರೆ ನನ್ಗೊಂದು ಅರ್ಧ ಗಂಟೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಶರಣ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಮಂಜು, ಗುಡ್ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್. ಆಯ್ತು, ನಾಳೆ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ಲಾ? ನಾಳೆ ಒಂಚೂರು ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಒಬ್ಬರೇ ಸಾಕಮ್ಮ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಕಡೆ ಆಗೋಯ್ತಾ?